Shalom, this is Yasharahla out of Lions Den Camp. Look at it here, Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, I would like to all praise, honor, and glory to the Father and the Son, and the proper true here return. Call Halayam La, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Shai, Ba'ashim Ha, Wakah, Kodash Ma'amaf. Also, double honors to the elders, apostles of GMS. Double honors to our apostles down here in the Lions Den Camp. Ahara Yasharahla. Peace and blessing 1/3. And salutations to those for elect. This is gonna be a quick little lesson, going on us being Israel, Yasharahla, being a small bird, but of course a big protector. We're seen as a delicate woman or a worm, or even a bruised woman like in Isaiah, early in Isaiah. But now we are that bird that's small, but the Lord is making us great. Through the might, through the wisdom, and the understanding. Now He has His men on the four corners of the earth. The ones with sincerity and truth. Tell about the prophecies of this world. Going to economical collapses. Armageddon, MOTB. So everything is coming to fruition, slowly but surely, but ultimately very quickly, if you think about it. But nonetheless, that's what this is what the Lord is doing, and He's doing it through that worm, through that small thing, and he's about to make that small thing very big. He's finna change the levels. Esau's finna stay in the same type of mindset, and he's finna raise up his men, to be even more than the hammer of the earth. All right, because this is Isaiah chapter 41 verse 14. It says, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob," and ye men of Israel. So Israel, man, Yasharahla, Jacob, Yahweh. Nonetheless, we have nothing to fear because we have Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai. Even though we are, very small, the heathens are counted as a drop of water, drop of water out of the bucket. They're nothing to the Lord, but ultimately, us the Lord is, like a little bird. We're His wife. We're His servant. We're a worm because we're very small to Him. Even the earth is very small. It's like a grain of sand to the Most High. But He still cares for the earth. He still cares for His children. He ultimately cares for His fold, and He's gonna do whatever He needs to do for His fold. And He's gonna give them He's gonna give them the correct lessons, which is ultimately the slavery and bondage, all these bad times that our people went through by being by the other nations spoiling us. But through that we learn more and more, who we are. We're supposed to love the Most High. We're supposed to love, we learn about the laws, statutes, and commandments. Try to keep them to the best of ability. So this stuff that the Lord wants you to know. You got to know that you got to love the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai. All right, I'm gonna get this one more time. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 14 says, "Fear not thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, says the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel." All right, through the might of the Most High, and of course through His Son Yahweh Shai, He's going to send a deliverer for our people, ultimate Redeemer that's going to help out 1/3 of the nation Israel and hope for elect. That's going to deliver them out of the upcoming destruction, being the nuclear ICBMs and kind of ballistic missiles. If you have not seen that, it's been going on. It's been an armed race. But now every country has like nuclear power, just about. All right, nuclear forces. Just about every nation has it, and of course Esau has it. Of course Moab has it. Of course Magog has it. But with the nations having it, if once they come against this hammer of the earth, Esau, this place Babylon, i.e. America, what does that mean for this place, man? People are looking at it, of course, a little bit optimistic. Hey, if it happens, it happens. But the Lord is sending His men He's saying that worm, that small worm. He's through the foolishness of preaching that we might be saved. He's sending his men right down the highways and byways, street corners, to tell our people this. And if they don't hear, the suffering of them is going to be so much worse, because ultimately they are going to hear it. They're going to hear it, but they're just going to ignore it. They're going to look at it as like a crazy man on the street. America will be destroyed. But we're giving factual, economical, and spiritual evidence why is this going to happen. And only thing we can do for our people that don't want to listen is just wait. That's the only we can do. Only thing we can do. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 2. It says, "I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman." So, we are that servant for Yahweh Bashma Shah. We're a comely, delicate woman. We're His little beauty, which once was bruised and everything, bruised and with pitching fire and swords, But the Lord has made us beautiful. He's gonna make us even more beautiful through this affliction, through the trial that He's giving Jacob right now, Jacob's trouble, and ultimately us being in the beginning of that, and of course in the beginning of World War III, ultimately, we're in the beginning of an economic collapse. It's gonna only get worse from here. It's gonna everything gonna be inflated, inflation, then hyperinflation. Of course, gas looking back good right now, but it's not no telling. It's not no telling. Ultimately, the not no telling is gonna be worse. It is telling. The Lord's gonna make sure this place is destroyed. It's turned to a lake of fire, and through that, that his prophecies are gonna come into fruition. They're gonna come into play, and everyone's gonna see them before their very eyes. It's gonna happen slowly but surely. But ultimately, it's gonna come as a thief in the night. Because you think it's not gonna happen just because it hasn't happened. But hey, we young, man. The apostles only, they young too. Of course, we're not immortal. We can't live into 1,000 years like Adam can and stuff like that. The days of average humans are probably like 80 and 80, maybe 100. But the Lord's coming very soon, though. This is a sure race. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this. This is Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. It says, "Fear thou not." I think I already. Yeah, I'm gonna eat this first, but ultimately, it's Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. It says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God, thy power, Yahweh. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with thy right hand of my righteousness." So the Most High is gonna use His works, man. He gonna use His powers. He created the heaven and earth, and He created most of these things for His children, for that little one, for his wife, his servant. All right, and with all this power that He has, He's gonna make sure that His children are good. That's what he's using His powers to do. He's the Most High Yahweh, our Father. He's not the author of confusion. He's making sure that we know good and bad. He's making sure that we know that we meet that we're princes and princesses, and that is the ruler of this world. Esau is the devil, man, the Caucasian race. Even though we might be a little, we need power. We need that power from the Most High. We're using it through these scriptures and praying without cease. This is Malachi chapter 4 verse 2. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in His wings." Just to be compared once again as a bird. It's something small. There's Israel is a small thing. I probably named the lesson that Israel is a small thing, but ultimately we have a protection. Yahweh Bashma Shah. That's our captain. Our captain, my captain, man. He's our king. He's our big brother, and he's coming to help His people, man. This is Malachi chapter 4 and 2. Once again, to read again. It says, "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in His wings." So, man, he's the eagle, man. We're the chicks, We're slowly becoming more mature. We're slowly gaining that ability to fly. You know, and by flying we're able to know the milk. That's where you start with, and and then you get to meet. You become an adult, a man. And then, of course, with that, just knowing about prophecies and history and everything you need to know about these scriptures, so you can become better and better, and to go out in these streets and wake up our brethren, the hopeful elect, the ones that gotta be awoken for this place, gotta be awoken and be sealed for this place to be destroyed. This place Babylon, man. So and the son of righteousness the Son of Righteousness arise with healing his wings. So that's where we are, man. We like the little bird, and he outside the big bird right now. He's coming with healing in his wings, man. He's coming with he's coming with protection. It says, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves and stall. That's spiritual and that's physical, man. The Lord is gonna be able to give the men of the Lord new bodies, bodies that break iron, or or be as strong as iron. Your arms will be as strong as iron. You be strong. You like, once again, you'll rise up as calf in the stall. Hinds feet, you better run faster, be stronger. Spiritual powers, stuff like that. And that's gonna happen through the beginning of Jacob's trouble. We're at the beginning of Jacob's trouble, but further through it, to be able to turn it on, turn it off, and the Lord giving his men that power to do what he needs to do as well. Like on it's definitely a show that reminds me of that. But nonetheless, that's what the Lord is coming to do, man. That's what Yasharahla is coming to do. He's coming with healing in his wings, as that little thing that's going to become great. It's going to become kings. Yasharahla is all part of that number, part of that elect. This is Psalms chapter 91 verse 4. It says, "He shall cover thee with boom, perfect." It says Psalms chapter 91 verse 4. It says, "He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler." So once again, we're the little bird that needs protection, but the Lord is giving us wisdom, knowledge, understanding that powerful weapon that we're able to use against these principalities of this world, Esau, so there's a lot of people, these scorners, and they're dismayed as that, they're dismayed at the heavens, so they're like heathens, but the Lord controls that. The Lord made that for his servants, his children, and we're being saved by the wings of healing, because of the Son of Man, the right hand of the Father, Yasharahla, big brother. That's amazing. So it's a verse once again. Psalm 91:4 says, "He shall cover thee with his feathers, and his wings shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler." So, man, the truth of Yasharahla is our shield and buckler. His truth is a shield and buckler, man. Yasharahla. That's an amazing thing. You just know that Yahweh has his people back. That Yahweh is going to protect us. And just like a precept. It is Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17 says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah, and the righteousness is of me, said the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah." All right, so just once again, man, the weapon that's going to be formed against Jacob, man, Yasharahla, the men of the Lord, none of them shall prosper, man. Of course, a lot of weapons are going to be formed, man. Esau is coming with his troops, his Gerger troops, and we're in the beginning of that. So as soon as this economical system collapses, which it will very soon, and the fear and the hope and the love of the dollar is going to be diminished. Esau is going to come with full totality with his new world order. That's what he's coming with, and that's what's going to be formed against Jacob. But none of that will prosper, because the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah is going to come with healing his wings, and he's going to protect his men. He's going to rise some up to be, as calves in the stall, to be stronger, and protect others, protect their family or themselves, and continue their story all the way to up to the end, to where that MOTB is pushed universally, and and it was just like in them 20 million missiles hit uh, this place Babylon, i.e. America, the lake of fire, you know. And then shoot, and lastly, the elect being scarcely saved. So yeah, man, it's a beautiful story. The Most High wrote it, man. It's what He's doing currently right now. We're in the beginning stages. We're in the beginning of Jacob's trouble, you know. So it's where we are. We're that little thing, that little bird, and we have a huge help, a huge bird that's helping us out. Our King, our big brother Yahweh, of course His Father Yahweh, and our Father as well, Yahweh, man. But Lord willing, I was edifying a little lesson that I'd like to say Shalom.